let's take a look at the ClusterIP service type. So ClusterIP is the default service type. So if you don't specify one, this is what you're going to get. It is used for internal traffic. External traffic will not reach the service. So traffic will be randomly distributed to any targeted pod. So here's an example where we have internal traffic. It goes to proxy, which goes to our cluster IP to your pods. So traffic originating from within the cluster will pass through the node's Kubernetes proxy and then onto the Kubernetes service. That's where it's using something like IP tables or stuff to do the load balancing, but we can use that or IPVS, which we do cover in this course. If you omit the type, it will be cluster IP, but here I am explicitly specifying it. A service can span multiple worker nodes for cross-node pods, and that is not just specific to cluster IP. That's all of them, which I should have mentioned in the service section there. But just taking a look here over on the right-hand side, we have our port and our target port. So our target port is the port that we want to target on the pod. So if we're running a web application on port 8080, that would be the target pod. And if we wanted to send traffic to a particular port, like port 80, it would forward over to the 8080 port, okay? So hopefully that is pretty clear. So when would you use the cluster IP? Well, for debugging, testing, internal traffic, internal dashboards. But honestly, like when I was doing the follow-alongs, there were cases where there were ways of there was lots of use cases for cluster IP, but this is what Kubernetes tells us that it's used for. So that's what I wrote there. Okay.